beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing a kind of different video. I usually do beauty related videos, but I'm trying to extend my horizon and this is going to be the most unsearchable thing in the world. So it's probably not going to do well, but I just thought it'd be fun. We could just hang out and I could talk about my antique haul. So I went to an antique like festival thing, extravaganza is what they call it, the antique extravaganza thing in Mount Dora, Florida, which is a little over 2 hours away from here. And we went to this place one time before. I'll leave my previous haul from this place linked down below for you. But they only do this antique extravaganza 3 times a year, and I was so far in, I was like, you know what, I feel bad. You know, that proposal on a house fell through. The other ones we've seen are just making me really down in the dumps, and I just wanted to get out of town and do something fun for, you know, myself and my husband as like a couple and stuff, and like a good quality time, and maybe find some good stuff that you can't find anywhere else. Like, this is the opportunity. Like, you know, if it only happens 3 times a year, when are you ever going to find these things? You never know what you're going to find in these kind of places. So I have an antique haul today. It's a lot of blow molds. And then I'm going to, after I show you the goodies that I got, I'm going to like clean them up with you and try to restore them as best as I can. You know, we're going to try because I'm not a restorer or anything, but I want them to look a little better and like maybe bring them back to life a little bit. So before we get started, I do want to go a quick shout out to my shop, theopencrypt.com. Thank you for any support on it. I make and build and sell a whole bunch of things by hand, and I sell a bunch of things by hand. You know what I'm saying? I make things, I build things, I put things together, and I have a little shop that if you want to check it out, I'll leave a link down below, especially if you like spooky stuff. But let's talk about my new friends. Okay, this is super embarrassing. When I sat down, like I sat lower to get on their level, my bra broke. Like, you know, I don't have gazungas or anything, but the little clasp on the back broke. So now I'm gonna be readjusting the entire time. Anyways, let's talk about my new friends. So I posted this on my Instagram story. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's @SpookyBridget. I posted this on my Instagram story because I was just super hyped. You know, I was just super hyped about it. I love blow molds. I'm kind of a grandma at heart in that sense, because, you know, that's what people say. Like, I've heard a lot of people in the Halloween community call them, like, grandma yard decorations. I think they're just perfect, and I love them all year long. But I wanted to talk. There's someone looking at me outside. Okay. Anyways, I heard someone calling them that, and I'm like, I'll be that. I don't care. I love blow molds, vintage Halloween stuff in general is just my favorite. It gives me all the feels, gives me all the good feels about when Halloween was like a thing everyone enjoyed. Now people just dress up like hoes, which, no hate to the hoes, we love hoes, but it's just not the same. I feel like the old style of stuff is just super cute. So let's do my favorite first. Let's talk about the favorite first. My favorite, I love him. Okay, so this is my first one. He was the one I dedicated to. I really did go on this 2-hour adventure just to get blow molds, truly, because I saw someone post an Instagram story on the Running Jurors Mount Dora Place account of blow mold bunny rabbits. And I was like, what if they're spooky ones? So we made the trip. And I found him! He's just a little bear. He's wearing a white cape around his neck, and he's holding a pumpkin, and he's got a little mask on it. I love him. I love him very much. He's from the 80s. I did research on eBay this morning to try to find out where these are from and what age they are, so I printed out a little label page. So the bear is from 1995. Oh, he's not the 80s, he's 90s. The other two, the bigger ones, are 80s. This is the 1995 made by Empire plastic blow mold. He's cute. 1995. I'm 1 year older than him, and I love him. Today we're going to clean him up because he's super, super dirty. There's also like this paint on him for some reason. We're going to clean him up. We're also going to repair his nose and his white patches where they're matte paint. I believe spray paint with a brush is probably the best way to go. Like, spray paint really closely to a paper plate or a bowl or something and then apply it with the brush. You could just spray paint it to fix it, but I don't want to tape off the entire area because spray paint gets everywhere. Next up, we have this really big guy. Look how big he is. So this one was made by General Foam Plastics in the 1980s. He's faded. He was a brighter orange, but these things do get sun faded quite often. I feel like the bear didn't get his sun faded. The base of him and his ears are darker than his chest and everything, but he didn't get as sun faded to me. And there's matte paint over his nose where he's already been restored once. But this one definitely has not been restored. This is just the original. He was orange. And there's a big hole where someone put a light in there. It came with the light. I took it out because These things have to be rewired all the time anyways. And it's affordable rewire. I don't know if we're going to repair him or not. I kind of like his faded charm. But he's an 80s pumpkin. Also, when I bought those two, these are the two I bought at first. I bought them and we walked away, went and put them in the car. I got him for free when I did that. So this is just a little pumpkin. There's no hole in there except for the top. And in the top, there's something jingle around in here. It was just a plug for the top. So it was just a closed pumpkin hollow blow mold. I could heat up the back with a hairdryer, punch a hole and put a light in here or something. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. But he was free with the purchase of the other two. I negotiated my way into a free pumpkin, y'all. I don't have any research or information on him, though. But he's just too generic of a pumpkin for me to look up. And then lastly, my big friend here, which you've been looking at this entire time, this is my ghost friend. I love ghosts. This one's a little bit more on the goofy side. We didn't get him at first. They were all from the same, like, lady there. I didn't get him at first because he just, I don't know, something about his spunkiness I didn't really live for, but he's like a ghost and he's different. So I had to have him. He's got a long, tall base in there. There is a, like, in the back, it's a little plug thing. I have to rewire him. I'm going to take this light out and rewire him. They had a darker green one, which is this one, and they had a lime green one, which was, the original paint was lime. It came in different colors. This one was made in the 1980s by Empire. I thought originally he was from the 90s because he's in the best shape, but further research, he's from the 80s. So he's an older blow mold. He's cute. And the bear's the newest one. He's probably in the worst shape as far as, like, he's already been nose repainted and stuff. But these are my blow molds. Also, from this artist, Christopher James. He signed it for me while I was there. And he had a little cat in his shop. It was super cute. Also, I've seen his stuff before on Christmas traditions or holiday traditions or something like that, where they sell Joanna Parker as well. They sell his stuff. And I love some of his stuff. It was very pricey. So I got this little ghost, who was the cheapest thing. Still pricey. This was $25, this little ghost. But I fell in love with the just ghost cute face and the pumpkin basket, and the original artist was there, so I feel like to pay an artist for their work, it was worth it. He's precious. I love him. He's going on my little ghost shelf on my desk. And then I got one other thing from there, which I'm excited to show you, but if you're easily cringed, I would click off for a second, like skip forward to this timestamp right here. But it's also not real, so, you know. So excuse the water fountain noise, but I got this spine and I put it on our coffee bar. This is, it's literally a spine. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It is a medical grade spine. We determined from the shape of the pelvic bone here that it is a male spine. And it has all the vertebrae, everything is just hanging from this hook. This does, in fact, well, I can't do it with one hand by holding the camera, but you can bend the vertebrae. Everything does move. This is from a old medical school. So this one was here to teach anatomy. There's a small piece in the bottom that kind of wants to fall off down here, but it's still hanging on, just needs to be repaired. And we have this, you know, spine used to teach, you know, medical students things. And I thought it looked really cool on our coffee bar. A little random, a little weird. Most people wouldn't have this in their house, but I love it. We negotiated. They wanted $95 for it. We offered them $75 and we got it for $80. So I love it. So the spine of the little baby ghost man, I don't need to clean or anything. That just is what it is. I am, however, going to clean the blow molds. So I was worried about how to clean these at first because I don't want more of the color to come off that it already has from sun damage, wear and tear, old age, what have you. I do know everything on this plastic bear here is original, however, is white matte paint on his nose. I don't think it is. Just because we do have the white plastic and then his nose is a different shade of white. So I don't know. I don't think that's original to him. However, everything else is just the original patina from the thing. And I'm scared to use a magic eraser, which is my first thought was to go magic eraser and get it done. I'm just going to use baby wipes today and wipe them down as best as I can. There's a bunch of scuffs and stuff. I know I'm not going to get every scuff, scratch, and brown discoloration mark on them off. However, I'm going to wipe them down, take these old lights out of them before we start, like, fixing them. So I need to clean them first. I figure baby wipe was the softest and easy way to do so without removing, like, their charm. Also, if you ever go to one of these antique places, what I did, they're very expensive everywhere else, you guys. Go to Walmart's website, order for pickup a little shopping rolling cart. They had them for rent at this place. There was like literally thousands of people there. They have them for rent there. However, I just felt it was really easy if you think you're gonna get a bunch of smaller things, especially since I was looking for like uranium glass and antique vintage Halloween, things like that. It is easier just to get a rolling cart. It folds up for you. Well, I went really dark. It folds up for you flat and you can just drag it along with you. It's so much easier making multiple trips to the car. When we get big things like this though, we do have to go back to the car, but little things like our little man or the spine could just sit in the cart and roll along with us, especially when there's things you have to walk a really long, far ways to get to. Invest in one. $30 and I leave it in my trunk, you know, whenever we're not going somewhere, just in case. It's just easier that way. These eyes are not original. They look original from far away because they're very sloppily done. I figured it just faded from these inside parts. This is just spray paint in here. So these eyes aren't original either. A little frustrating, however, it does mean that I can go over and paint these more clean lines now that I know it's just added on. I should have taken a better look at them when I was there, personally, just to see if they were original. Since there was a different pumpkin I didn't get, I decided to get this one instead because he has a more unique facial expression. In retrospect, I would have taken a better inspection, maybe got the other one that was more original. However, since he's not, I can just clean him up. Also, he was only $20. And he's huge, so, you know, I can't ask for the world. Alright, I'm ready to paint now. It took 6 baby wipes to clean these 3 pieces. And I didn't clean the baby one, it just looked clean already. I used Rust-Oleum paints. I only had satin, unfortunately. I used matte, but you will make it work. An ultra matte black Rust-Oleum paint. I sprayed them directly into cups just so they would kind of collect in the bottom here. You could, of course, tape it off and just spray paint the areas you want. However, I didn't feel like doing that, so I'm just going to put it on with a brush that's disposable, just throw the brush away afterwards. So I got 2 disposable brushes here. I think I bought them in pack like 10 from Dollar Tree for a long time ago. So for the whites, I'm going to use the bigger brush, and we're just going to fix his nose area. I'm going to leave his distorted wishy-washy orange on him original. It's fine. I'm just going to fix, there's a lot of scratches on his nose where paint is missing, and I'm just going to fill it in. Just going to tap it in to make it less noticeable. Again, I wish I had matte white spray paint, but I don't, apparently. I think I will go ahead and gloss over all of his nose since it is matte and just make it match. I'll just lightly go over it with the satin and cover the scratches, just so it's all the same texture. It's all going to be satiny nose now, since it's not original paint anyways. So I'm going to have to wait for this to dry before I go over the splotches again, where you can still kind of see the paint is scratched, but his nose now has a beautiful light coat of satin finish to it, which I think is going to look cute, because right now he looked a little rough. Now I'm going to just put my brush in there. I'm going to take the smaller brush of the two with the black matte, and I'm going to fix his nose, because we see he's missing a lot of paint off of his nose. And we're just going to go over his entire nose with the matte black. And this is a squared off brush just so I can keep the clean lines around the nose. Okay, so the bear is done getting touched up for now. You can clearly still see some parts of his nose aren't completely fixed yet. I'm going to wait until this to dry for an hour, and then we're going to do a second coat on his nose. I'm going to leave the mask and everything how it is. I did touch up a little bit of the edges. We still have some discoloration in the top, and I'm just going to leave it because I like him looking how he looked. So next up is the pumpkin. Pumpkin I'm a little concerned about. I wasn't going to do anything to him. Now I think I'm going to clean up as best I can in these eye holes with the black, since it's not original anyways. I'm a little concerned though, because they did a really bad job. It's just in there really poorly. am done messing with their paint now. I am going to get a second coat on my bear's nose. We fixed his mask just a little bit, left some of the patina on it, and fixed his snouty thing. I left everything else alone on him. The ghost guy, a big ghost friend, I didn't touch. I didn't do anything to him. I think he's fine. His paint's really good on him. And then the jack-o'-lantern face, I left the faded green alone. I left all of his original color alone, but I did touch up the poorly spray painted face features. I just kind of cleaned the lines up a little bit. They're all over the place. I just tried to clean up some of the edges. So he's like that now. But overall, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. We did not touch my little baby guy here. He's going to be as he is. He's fine. I don't know what I'm going to do with him yet, honestly. He's the least exciting, but he was free. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out, because this was kind of fun for me to do. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Oh, also, in case you're wondering why I was researching these, I'm not going to resell them. I just want them. I researched them so I could put what year they were made and stuff and who made them underneath, like on the bottom of them, you know? I just wanted to put that under there so in case anyone ever asked, I wouldn't have to look it up again. I could just have this underneath as info for them.